Hello, everybody. Give me just a minute. All right. So, we are going to find you some winners today in the NFL. It's early. I already did what I had to do for the day, though. Made my runs and shit, so we're straight. Give me just 1 second. Turn these fucking alarms off, and then we'll dig right into the slate, all right? All right. So, what do I already have going is probably the first thing. All right, so last night, played one slip. I only had $5 in my account. Didn't feel like depositing, and of course, smacked it. So that hit. But what we have pending right now is for today, 15 for 66. We need Kelsey over his original line, and then this was some deep value here that we took. Some deep value. Harper over 14.5 live bet at 2.2x with 25 plus Kelsey alt line. That's free. Take that $100. Thank you. So let's talk about it. First thing I want to bring up for you. Let's see the best way to do this because it's so weird not having my second screen to do this with. I could go downstairs and hook up, but I'm not going to do all that. So we'll just do it through the phone and I'll show you. So what is stat news? So we're going to look first. Travis Kelsey log versus Houston. I can't show you any of like props I cash or anything like that from here. So, all right, Travis Kelsey versus Houston. Here's what we are looking at, guys, for Kelsey. He has had 5 for 7, 10 for 10, 6 for 6, 4 of 6, 8 of 11, 5 of 7, and 6 of 6 in his career versus Houston. Yardage 30, 105, 50. It looks like, is that 50, 58? I assume that's 58. Yeah, 58, 98, 34, and 106. So you could take Kelsey, I think, at pretty much anything today. Let's take a peek on Sleeper and see where his receptions and where his yards currently. It was at 50.5 earlier. Like I said, I've got him on my double up slip just for 25. He's not missed that all season. He's never missed that versus Houston. He ain't missing it today. And then the other slip, I've got him for the original 50.5. So what was I just going to check, bro? Oh, yeah, what his lines are on Sleeper. Got it. Oh, speaking of Sleeper, though, if you don't have the Sleeper app, if you download the Sleeper app, use my code, capital letters, P, that's backwards, P, and a G, PG. Anyways, it's going to get you double what you deposit, so you can deposit as little as 10, as much as 100, and it's going to match your deposit for you, okay? Then you're also going to get a free play, and you're going to get added to my super squad, which basically allows you to see every play I'm making. It shows you when people cash out, and it gives a dollar amount that gets raffled off to one of the 5 people in the super squad every week. It's usually me. The way it goes, the way it breaks down is by percentage and how much you've added to the pot. So it just goes like that. This is just my family group here. So these two didn't play, obviously, so they still have a 5% chance to win, though. But I'm up at 60% almost, and I'm going to cash these a couple of slips out today, so I'll be like near 80% probably. So I'll probably win this week. But point is, you'll get added, you can win. And even if you don't win that, you get all sorts of like stuff like this. Random promo drop, $10 protected pick, and you get something literally every couple of hours, bro. Like maybe every 8 hours or so. Let's see. Prior to that, a lot lot of fucking yapping about Dallas being such shit and not covering that spread. There's a $10 deposit match. Oops. Anyways, there's all sorts of cool shit in there again. Sleeper. Promo code, capital letters, PG. Let's dig into it. So we saw Mahomes, we looked at Kelsey and we saw what he's done. Let's take a look. Kelsey's still at 50.5 receiving yards. Okay. Like I said, the most people on here are on the 25 plus, which is literally the stupidest play you can take unless you're doing it in the style of which I did it, where I did it with like a 2.15x prop. And this is just to make it, because it has to be a parlay. Obviously, there's got to be two people. So, and they have to be on different teams. So I just went with the most lock prop of the week, which was Kelsey at 25 plus. He's not selling that against Houston. So I want to look at his receptions though. 4.5. Okay. And what we just saw was he has had 5 receptions, 10 receptions, 6 receptions, 8 receptions, 5 receptions, and 6 receptions. Okay. Over 4.5 has been missed one time. You can take it at 4 plus. So 4 plus, pretty much guaranteed. If you look at the 4 plus on the season, he has hit that in all but one game where he had 3 receptions, averages 5.3. Otherwise, you could take him for those yards I take him personally this week. I will be taking him in this slip at 40 plus yards. I'm going to take him just under the line. I'm going to flip away for a second here and just check out what the lines are on Kelsey for his yards. Receiving props. All right, let's find this KC game. I think Joe Mixon's going to have a huge game. Or not Joe Mixon. I'm tripping. Fucking Joe Burrow. He's got some pretty gross numbers against the Bills. Throws for like 450 on average or something in his career. I'm trying to find this KC game, bro. What the fuck? There we go. All right. So Travis Kelsey, 50 plus yards minus 107. So that's going to be very, very, very close, whether he's going to hit 50 or not. 40 plus, minus 177. That's the area I like to be, that minus 150 to minus 200 area, because you're not losing all your value, but you're also not taking a line that's like a little higher than what the true median is for them. So I'm going to be taking 40 plus yards on Travis Kelsey. I'm also going to be taking 4 plus receptions, because now, if you didn't know, you can do that. So hopefully that is caught up now. You can put the same guy in your slip for multiple props. It doesn't pay as high when you do that. So, but basically for Kelsey, I have 40 yards, 1.4x, right? 1.41. If I take him over, let's say we take up the regular line, over 4.5 receptions. Now that moves me up to 1.78x. So you really don't get the benefit of the doubt. But if Kelsey can get his 40 yards over 5 catches, you're just getting the 2 for 1. You're getting 2 birds stoned at once. So that's something you could look at with the 4 receptions, 40 yards, or you go the 5 receptions, 50 yards, and you take a chance on him. The reason I also like Kelsey so much is Pat Mahomes in this situation. So let's look at Pat Mahomes. And plus, the Chiefs kind of are in some must-win territory at this point. Let's see what Patty Mahomes has going on. I looked at this yesterday, so I already know what he's got going on. But, all right. So, 260, 336, 211, and 273. His line today is 234, I believe. 237, something like that. Over in 3 of 4. Looks very, very, very similar to Travis Kelsey, where he has gone over in all but one game. And that same game that Kelsey didn't get over, you know what? It was that same game that Mahomes didn't get over. Shocker. So, Patty Mahomes, that's another play that I do like today. So, let's find Mahomes on this app. Very simple. If you've not been on Sleeper, you literally just scroll along the top here, all the different games, all your different promos are right below it. You have, I mean, a shit ton of different promos. You got, I only got 2 left right now, but then you got all your different plays under, and literally they're not stopping you from shit. I mean, Devontae Adams, we're taking him for a touchdown today again. Um, Even though he's only scored in 2 4 games versus Arizona, he's just been there and the red zone weapon. So, um, yeah, but you can take Devontae. Look at all these options you have on here, and you can alt every one of these lines. So, like 57.5 receiving yards, you can make it 40, 50, 70, 80. You can go below, you can go above, just like any other book. So, this is free money signing up using promo code PG, depositing, $10 even. You get 20, you get a free pick. And again, you got to put it with Travis Kelce for 25 yards. Bang. You cash out day one. You're going to put deposit 10. You're going to pull out 20 on your first day. So it's kind of hard to lose in that scenario. Anyways, Devontae Adams, I already made the slip. So we can take a peek at what I all came out to. We'll talk about why after. So Travis Kelce, 40 plus yards. We're going to take the Pat Mahomes multiplier boost at 237.5. Jason Myers over 1.5 field goals. It's going to be a high scoring game. Seattle moves the ball constantly. Jake says is basically doing work every week this year, making sure that ball gets moved along. So Geno Smith throwing a pick in almost every game against Denver today. That is like the spot to throw a pick. I believe he's on the road too. Not that it matters, because if you look at Geno, I mean, throwing picks in damn near every game. I'd definitely expect one today. So let's see. After that, we took Devontae Adams for the touchdown. Kai Fairbairn for over a field goal and a half against KC. I think that game, I tried to game stack that a little bit. And then along with that game stack, the Devontae Adams touchdown, along with Jacoby Brissett, which is probably the scariest. Oh my God, sorry. The scariest play on this card is one of these 2 bottom plays. So, okay, so check this out. Krosky Merrick, right, has hit every game this year. Why is his line so goddamn low, bro? He runs this over every time. And with the thing that I was looking at last night that was making me unsure. Okay, so many people have him 25 plus. So they're going over the line on him, right? I looked at the line last night. It was like minus 107 for 20 plus yards. So he's probably like a minus 130, minus 140 for 18 and a half. Longest rush, though. This is what makes me want to take that prop on regular yards. He has hit over a 9-yard rush in every game but 3. And in those 3 games, they were 7, 8, and 6. So worst he's gotten on the air is 4 totes, and he's had that twice. And in both those games, he's got there. If he gets 1 carry over 9 yards and he gets 4 totes, he's getting 18 yards. Okay, right? More likely than not. So I'm going to be taking him. And the reason I'm going to be taking Brissett, because I think the Rams should be able to win this game pretty easily. So Jacoby's going to have to be throwing. He's averaging 43 pass attempts per game right now. He has literally hit in like 8 games straight. And I don't see any world where they're not just throwing the ball all game long. Of course, you can alt this down to like 225 or something, just make it safer. But again, what's the difference in taking 225, which is the exact same hit rate as fucking 250? Oh, 250. Look at that. 252.5 is the line. Where did we get them last night, boys? 245.5. Let's fucking go, baby. What I say. This is the scariest props. We just got the bump on one of them. So that is a good sign that we are on the right side of that bet, most likely. I think at this point, taking an alt line would be extremely safe. So again, I'm gonna run down the slate here. What we are playing. This will pay you 33 times your money if it does hit by the grace of God. Of course, any 8-man parlay is a little bit sus, whether it's actually gonna hit or not, but again, this is $5 to pay 180, so I'm gonna take my chances here, right? You gotta throw at least one 8-man every day, and then is what I do, no matter if I do the 8-man for, say, $5 or $10, then you just do a two-man slip. That's gonna win you that amount of money, whatever you bet on the big slip, because 'cause you're just gonna assume the big slip is not gonna cash. Most times, it's not gonna cash. One guy will miss normally, maybe two. I normally don't miss more than one guy or two guys on a slip. That's just not really heard of. But, um, damn, what was I saying? Missing guys on yeah. So, put in a slip and say you did I ran this one for $5, right? So, say you did 10 just for easier math, just because it's so you do put in a $5 slip, 2 man, 2x, and that's $10. That you just hit an easy slip to cover you're paying to play on these, lottery ticket slips. So that way you're not just throwing money away day after day after day after day. You gotta make sure you have your easy two-mans, like, or your three you can go three-man alt lines, all alt lines on all 3 guys. Like a Kelsey 40 plus, fucking Brissett 225 plus, and, like, Travis no, we already talked about Kelsey 40 plus, Brissett 225 plus, Mahomes 200 plus. Like, what would that pay? Let's see. If we did Brissett, let's peep this real quick. I'm curious. If I took Jacoby at 225, Kelsey at 40, and then Mahomo at his line is 237.5. We're gonna go 200. Yeah, see? 2x, 2.04x. So the way to do that then, you would play that, say $5. $5 would pay you out $10.20, and that pays for your $10 lottery ticket then. Do you fill out fly an 8-man out there, and if it hits, fuck yeah, baby. You're up a couple $100 on the day off a $5, $10 bet. But you gotta be able to stay alive. Betting is a long-term thing. I've had this channel talking about betting for 5 years now. I'm still here betting every single fucking day, and that's because I can manage a bankroll. That's because I'm taking plays that are smart. I'm doing research. I'm not just going, "Ooh, who looks good? Oh, I really like James Harden. I think he's gonna have a big game. Oh yeah, Zubac, he's good too. Yeah, let's take his over." Like, you gotta look into this shit. You gotta do your homework. It's like anything else, bro. If it was fucking easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be rich, but it's not easy, and that's the end of the story. So the way you can make it a little easier on yourself is by being smart and taking those lottery slips of 4 to 8 guys for $10 or whatever, and then you make a $5 slip, 2x, just to make sure you can get that $10 back in case you miss that slip for 4 to 8 men trying to get a bigger payout. So it's really basic strategy for gambling, but I mean, it's over a lot of people's heads to like have bankroll management and to mix deep value lines with alt lines so that they can come up with stuff like this where you can throw $50 on the table comfortably and know that you're not going to lose. Like, again, in this situation, I took a live bet. Dude was at like 10 points forever, bro. And then I'm at 14.5. Me and my kids say, well, what are we going to take? What's the highest we take him at? He said, anything under 15, we're slamming it. 14.5 was the line. We slammed it. And now we just need 25 yards from Kelsey. That's literally one grab, two grabs. Count that shit. That's 50 to $100. Easy fucking money. Easy. And then that also transfers into the piggy bank for the super squad that I was telling you about. If you do sign up using code PG, you'll get into the super squad and it brings up an amount. It says by how much you win, how much you play, and then it gives you a percentage odds of winning the pot and what you have added personally to the pot. This is just like close family. So this is Not very serious here. When I, like, originally did it with, like, my 5 friends, we would get piggy banks over $100 every week because, everybody is throwing between $5 and $10 a piece in there easily at, like, minimum. I had a bad week, and right now I'm up 684 in there. I'm about to hit this $100 slip today for sure. So that's gonna add like another $4 to my winnings. So I'll be up, like contributed 10 myself. You get 4 other players that play as much as I do and they had a good week, they could easily get 20, $30 in there themselves. And then it is random. I every single week I have a 60% plus chance by the end of the week generally, and I've lost 2 of the last 12 times. So even with a 60-70% chance, it is fair, and everybody does win. I think everyone in my group has won at some point. So, yeah, that's that. Sleeper, code PG, capital letters, PG, as in the real PG. Um, like I said, I think the safest place today, we would be looking at something like Travis Kelce, 40 plus. Pair him with Pat Mahomes at 200 plus. Pretty simple outline. And then you can throw them on with, I personally like Brissett at like 225 for an outline. That's your 2X. And then you go wild on your slip, do what you want, make it a 4-man, make it a 6-man, an 8-man, whatever you want to do. And you play alt lines, you can play regular lines. You might as well play regular lines. You might as well not take a ton of alt lines because the whole point of the 2X alt line slip is to give you a shot to take a lottery play for free. If you want free shots at the lottery, this is how you get them. You play those little $5 2X slips, and you get $10 to throw at a lottery ticket for free. And that lottery ticket then can hopefully hit and cash you out a couple $100. So again, deposit $10 today, you get 20. You deposit $100 today, you get 200. Anywhere in the middle, it doubles your deposit. You get a free play, and you mash it. Travis Kelce at 25 plus yards, bang! You are going to cash yourself out about $18, $20 tonight. So you'll get out more tonight than you put in. I mean, assuming Travis Kelce doesn't go under 25 yards, which won't happen in any correct world, but who knows since it's all simulation anyways. That's all I got for today, guys. I'm gonna go downstairs and feed my dog and stuff. So until the next one, peace.